Looks like we're going to the movies. I don't know where you can park, Paul. I don't think you can drive right into Leicester Square. Even you.
I wonder if it's that one over there, then.
Where are you going, Paul? I'm sure you're not meant to be driving
there.
round. It's not what people do. It's a pedestrian precinct. There's just no clue. I don't know. Do we go into the cinema, do you think? Cliffhanger, it says on the front. It's certainly that. Is there a message for us? This is very odd. Well, we're sort of wandering around, very lost here. Bob Hoskins, Dennis Hopper, Super Mario Brothers, the movie. No cameras allowed in the auditorium. That seems a very obvious clue. Oh, no, I don't think we're doing up with cinema. There's an awful lot of paint in here. It can't be to do up a cinema. This is very odd. Hang on, the lights are going down. It's very exciting. Coming soon.
Hello, Anneka. We have a challenge for you. On Thursday at 7 p.m, join 1,000 children at the Odeon Leicester Square for the gala premiere of a film about the National Children's Home. P.S. The film hasn't been made yet.
Lights, roll cameras, action!
I don't believe it. We've got to make a film. It's our cast. Hello. Nice to see you all.
There's the challenge, Anneka.
So what's all this about?
I'm Tom White, Chief Executive of NCH, the National Children's Home. We run over 200 projects. We're the second largest children's charity in the UK, spend 50 million a year helping children and families, and we need your help to make a promotion film for the film premiere we have here on Thursday evening of Super Mario Brothers, and we're hoping that a film can be shown beside it to promote the work of NCH.
Like a trailer just before it?
Yes, a promotion film.
Super Mario. Well, we saw the signs. I didn't know when it opened. It actually opens on Thursday.
It opens on Friday, and we've got a premiere with lots of stars coming, great excitement, 1,000 kids all coming to enjoy it on Thursday evening.
And we've got to show this film before it goes out.
We've got to make it first.
Help! This is where one goes into panic mode. Is there a sort of National Children's Home Centre? Should we go and...
Yes, well, there are over 200 projects. The nearest one is in Bayswater. We'd be delighted to show you that. It's give an illustration of some of the work that we do.
Right.
So that might be a good place to start.
Let's go to Bayswater. And you guys, and girl, excuse me, where are you from?
I'm Laramie, from the NCH Video Club.
Video Club from Laramie.
In Wales?
Yeah.
So you come down a long way today. Will you help us later on with a film? Because I think we could well need your expertise, because there's not a lot around here, as you can see. Is that a deal? Great. So, Tom, are you ready for a buggy trip?
Yes, indeed. Wonderful.
So, Tom, why is it that you need a film about the National Children's Home if it's such a sort of huge charity anyway?
Well, the surprising thing is that so few people know about us. Even though we've worked with 16,000 children and their families last year, many smaller children's charities are better known than we are.
Yes.
So we're very anxious to be able to help more children. That means more fundraising, that means more people knowing about us. That's why we turn into you for your help.
We made a film on another challenge, and we got a production company and an advertising company actually involved, who were used to making very succinct commercials.
That's the kind of thing we need.
The kind of thing I think we need. I'm not sure we dare ask them again. The only other experience I've had of a commercial is with a big company called Young and Rubicon.
Oh, I've heard of them. Yes, yes. Oh, that's.
weekend.
Oh, good morning. Is Mike Court still with you?
One moment. Hello, stranger.
Hello. How are you?
I'm fine, how are you?
I'm not too bad, Mike. Bit of a crisis on this week.
Really?
We've been challenged to make a short promotional film of 3 or 4 minutes, Tom.
I hope you're not going to say what I think you're going to say.
Are you prepared for the advertising world, though?
Well, I'm not sure about
You have
that.
to call everyone lovely quite a lot.
I see. Oh, well, I'll enjoy that.
Remember that. We'll do a bit of rehearsal. So what are we going into?
This is the family centre, Bayswater Family Centre.
Yeah. And is this representative of a number of centres you have around the
Well,
country?
in some ways it is, in other ways it's unique, but it deals with homeless families exclusively.
Yeah. Hello! Nice to see you all. Fantastic. Hello. How are you? What's your name? Oh, excuse me. We've got a real friend here.
I'm project leader. My job is to, I suppose, coordinate what goes on, supervise the staff, volunteers, arrange the activities.
And what do you get out of a place like this? It's just a nice place to be and a nice place for the children because I don't have a garden. Yeah, so she's able to play out in the sunshine here.
I thought first it was a wonderful nursery.
Oh, you just walked past?
Yes, and I asked what this was, and they said it's for homeless people. And I said, oh God, thank you. Wonderful. I don't know what I would have done without it.
So this is really a haven.
It is
a safe
That's
area.
what we call it, a haven, an oasis.
It is. It's lovely.
You're a bit wet now, aren't you? Yes. Not a good game. I think it's time for a slide.
That's it. That's a good use for it.
What we're doing now is we're heading for the advertising company who we hope are going to help with making this film called Young and Rubicon, and then we can get together around a table and work out the content. Hello. Come to see Mike Court, Young and Rubicon.
Sixth floor.
Sixth floor, thank you. Oh, hello.
Hi.
Excuse me. Hi there.
Hello.
Mike Court, he's sort of expecting us.
Give him a buzz.
He's probably left the country.
He probably has, actually. No, you're here.
It's the man.
Another fine mess you've got us all in.
Oh, Mike.
Hello.
Hi, how nice to see you.
Well, I wish I could say the same.
Oh, that's not very nice. Oh, Mike, we had such fun when we worked together before. I just thought you must have such
History
happy
will repeat it,
memories.
of course.
You
Shall we
know.
go and sit down and talk?
Yes. Good. I think there's more of us than there are of you, just.
This is Tim Lindsay, who's our managing director, and the creative team, Trevor Melvin, the art director, and Jeannie Willis, the writer. And down there, looking very nervous, Francis Pickering, our TV producer.
Do you just want to reposition and relaunch in this
Yes, I
film?
mean, what we want to do is to call ourselves in future NCH, rather than National Children's Home, NCH Action for Children.
Do you think you could
Yeah, I
help?
think it's possible. Yes, and we'd love to help.
Really?
Yeah.
Bless.
Yeah.
Bless that man.
We've got this premiere, as you know, on Thursday evening.
It's the idea is that the film comes up just before the premiere.
Any chance you could show it afterwards?
No. You just want a few more hours.
Exactly.
We've been rehearsing The Darling and Sweetie all the way
I've
here.
enjoyed that as well.
The best thing we can probably do now is cancel lunch and start thinking.
The first thing we've got to do is go through the 4 areas, which I've got down here, is the family centres,
Yes.
child abuse, homelessness and disabilities. So we've got to work out some kind of story around there. But before we can do anything, we've got to get some kind of understanding about what each of you do.
Well, our particular family centre is specifically for homeless families. The main thing that we need to provide is space. Sometimes a family will be living in you can have a family of 3 living in a room 8 by 8.
Francis, what are the immediate things to be done from your point of view?
First of all, find a director. We feel that as this is charity, that Joe Public would be an excellent choice.
And what is Joe Public?
Joe Public are 2 directors that go under that name. They have done quite a bit of charity work before. They did a Save the Children.
OK, can we just move on now to the sexual abuse side of it? What's the youngest age group you're able to help?
The youngest child we've actually seen in our project since November has been 5 years old.
Are you sitting down? Right. We have a cinema commercial that we'd very much like to produce by Thursday. Yes.
And I don't know if you can see, but he's sort of shaking very gently on my hand. And I've worked with small children before who've actually spent many a session just sitting, holding this rabbit and stroking him, and actually talking about the experiences that the rabbit's had.
The next thing would be after that to contact the two authorities that have to give clearance to the script. And then we have to get a certificate as well from the BBFC. That's going to be a little bit interesting because with the timing that you've just given us.
Hello, I was wondering if you had a couple of hours spare this week between.
So it's two stages. You need to OK the script, and then you need to actually see a copy of the commercial.
Right. Usually what we do is we usually screen all commercials first thing on a Friday morning, but I think...
It's too late.
This will actually be too late for that, yeah.
Right, so disabilities. That's you, isn't it?
OK. I think as an organisation, NCH believes that children with disabilities are children first and foremost. Sometimes the legs don't work in quite the same way, but underneath all the perhaps physical disabilities, inside there's a child who needs to be loved, to be given opportunities to play and develop in the same way that other children do.
There's a lot to put in, isn't there, really? I mean, my main problem is having an idea which sort of sustains 2.5 minutes, you know.
I wondered if there was anything in the anniversary thing, because you know she said it was 125 years anniversary.
Might give us a starting point. I was watching Cape Fear again, you know, Scorsese's Cape Fear, and he did this really brilliant thing where images went from negative to positive. Maybe if you're showing a negative image, then you should say a negative thing, and then
you reveal it's a positive thing.
And it's a positive thing, really, not a negative thing. What about another idea? If we had an actress talking and she had a kind of a child's voice was coming out.
We're back, Mike.
So soon.
The first idea that we've got is called negative positive.
So using negative colour footage, showing what's intended to be a depressing image of childhood, i.e. glue sniffing, to which we'd add a title, Sniffing Substances. The negative film would then turn positive to reveal that the image is really a child smelling a flower. So
that's really the technique right the way through the film, that you start off with a negative image and then you resolve the tableau as a positive, and say a positive thing about the NCH and their work.
Would we represent the four aspects that the NCH are keen to represent that?
I've only got one. I mean, I think it's very interesting. So I've only got one concern with it, which is that we've got about 2 days, and I don't know how feasible it is to do something that is that technically based in terms of the titles and the negative to positive thing.
Yeah, we better go back, I suppose.
When is your deadline for having a script and a storyline?
About now, really.
about 15 minutes ago.
Literally this afternoon.
We must. Yeah. Let's go back.
Go and have a tweak. So, looks like it's back to the drawing board for poor Jean and Trevor. It's a very difficult brief as we're dealing with such sensitive issues here. It's now 4 o'clock, so they're going to have to come up with something fast.
Got the cricket on by mistake. Can I watch the cricket, Jean? This stuff with the toys.
Yeah.
It's very powerful, isn't it? There's a piece earlier on, isn't there, with the kiddie who's been given her first home.
Yeah.
And the first thing she does is take her toys out of her bag.
I mean, it's almost obvious, isn't it?
Yeah, you know, if it could be from the child's experience from the toy's perspective,
right.
That could be really strong.
It's crunch time now. The creative team from Young and Rubicon reckon they've come up with an idea that they're all happy with, and they're ready to present to Tom and also Pamela, who does the PR for the National Children's Home Charity.
When we were speaking this morning to part of your team, one of the ladies there, particularly the lady who was dealing with sexually abused children, had a set of toys that she was using to help children in the therapy. And we thought the use of toys was particularly poignant. And we proposed to make a 3-minute film using 4 toys representing the 4 different categories of children you helped.
We've got a doll, a soldier, a monkey and a teddy bear. The doll has been owned by a young girl who's been sexually abused, and the soldier has been owned by a child who's disabled, and the monkey has belonged to a hyperactive child.
The teddy bear belonged to a girl who runs away and gets help by the aftercare homeless scheme. So through the conversation of doll, soldier and monkey, you'll find out what kind of children you help. Then at the end there's going to be a sort of an epilogue piece where you suddenly realise that they're all happy endings.
From our point of view, the beauty of the idea is that the 4 protagonists actually can talk about their problems in a way that child actors certainly couldn't. So we think it's a very elegant vehicle to solve what we all agreed this morning was quite a complicated brief.
Yeah, I'm very impressed. It's very exciting indeed. Now, bear in mind what he is. I mean, you know, words are words, but we are concerned about the sensitivity of what's actually said, particularly if you've got a doll talking about what a child has thought or whatever.
What we're going to do there, to set that up, is the hardest one of all the sexual abuse, obviously, because this is going to appear in a cinema with their children, and we must have a U certificate on the commercial anyway, otherwise we won't be allowed to run it. What we thought we'd do there is film it as though the doll's telling it as though she was always put under the pillow when the things used to happen to the child. So there's no need to get into any sort of graphic details about it. We can avoid all that.
And you're going to have a different actor for each doll.
That's right. Yeah.
That sounds really great. I mean,
good.
I'm thrilled with the idea.
That's relief, isn't it?
I can see why there's such enormous skill involved in advertising.
I thought you were going to say enormous fees involved in advertising. Outline of a script now. What we need are some toys for the casting session, so we're going shopping. Hi. We need some toys for a project we're doing.
Oh, right. Over there.
Is there someone I could ask?
Yeah, one moment.
Thank you.
Unit, hello. I'm just going to get Peter Skinner, he's the guy you need to talk to. All right?
Okay, thank you very much. Oh, I'm going to be in here all day. What do you think, Dave? Big or small, do you think?
I reckon big.
Big. Look at that teddy.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one, isn't it? Hello.
Hello.
Has anyone seen any monkeys?
Monkeys are around over there.
Oh, brilliant. Do you think we've got it? Do you think we're covered on the teddy front?
Finally.
Oh, aren't you brilliant? Hi.
Hello.
Would you mind shaking that monkey's hand? I haven't got a spell.
Shall I hold that?
I should have asked you first. One more floor up. Too much hair. We'll take Monique down. I think maybe that one with the plaits. £1,500.
Yes, £1,500.
That is exactly what I'm sure they want. I think that's probably great on the doll front.
Okay.
So it's the soldiers.
Right.
I wish you were just around when I was doing my Christmas shopping. Oh. Yeah, shovel in with the teddies. Where's the bag?
Pretty cosy back here.
We're just about to meet now the directors who are actually going to work on the film. Hello. Hi. Simon, Adam and Chris in some order. We have a cast of millions for you to come and see, of the stuff variety.
Okay,
come and have a look. We had a lot of fun choosing them. Come through. It's brilliant of you to help out. Should we do Teddy's first?
Okay. I think it's important not to choose too sentimental and cutesy toys, really. I think they should have an unsettling quality about them, don't you?
That is obviously
I
the
tell you what
very
I like
traditional
about
one.
this, because it's, if you look at it, it's got a sort of, it's got a bit of a scary face. It's got a bit of a sad face. Yeah, I think this is...
You like that?
Yeah. You like?
Monkey.
Okay.
What we're looking for, we're looking for something where we maybe have cymbals or hands that clap together, and it's got to be quite old. So actually, these are all wrong.
Oh.
These all look a bit
Well, he
too
looks-
close to the teddy bears.
yes,
Really, just all big
yes.
stuff, big furry toys.
So you want a
So
clapping
actually,
monkey?
as yet, we look like we haven't got the monkey. The thing for the doll for us, which is in the sense the most sensitive one, because it represents the child that is sexually abused. We want something that is as lifelike as possible.
I mean, that one is incredible, I
That
think.
is this, yeah.
I'm
this
amazed
looks
we were
great.
allowed to walk out of the shop.
I think it's really the look in the eyes,
It's the-
really, and
yeah.
I think that has got a stare about it that says more than just, you know, a toy.
So what's the next stage for you now?
We can basically do an improvisational piece with 3 actors that represent the toys. Most of the actors that we've chosen have some experience in that, and also the parts they've played and the things they've done have some relevance to children in conflict.
Right.
So we're going to go and
So
do that. We're going to do the dub now, do the voices with them.
done.
And only when we've finished that, we'll then sit down and then choreograph how we're going to film it tomorrow.
Well, the fax is now on the way to the CAA for approval. We're actually heading to a sound studio called Magmasters, where the actors are gathering to record the soundtrack for the film that, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll be filming tomorrow.
And Mark, can he do anything for himself? Can he walk? Can he feed himself? Can he wash his face? Can he do anything? Can he dress himself? So his mum and dad have to do it all for him.
Okay, what's most important is don't feel you have to hold the drama of it all the way through the take. If there are pauses or silences, don't worry about them. Just allow them to happen and then say what you feel is relevant.
Well, there's no one to play up in the tower block. No one to play with.
Where'd you play them?
We play in the flat and we play in the corridors when we're allowed.
Is that Panavision? Is Tom Barnes there? Thank you.
Are you doing anything tomorrow? Looking for a focus puller?
Are you happy with what you've got to supply and everything?
Yes, that's fine. That's no problem.
You've got the nightmare list.
Yes, it's all sorted.
Looking for a loader. Is there anyone else around who's... I'm sorry to wake you up. I know it's the afternoon. Yeah, it's the afternoon.
Is that Technicolor?
Probably starting about 7:30, and I'm shooting Mr. Lighting Red Stage.
Can you sort of explain in very layman's terms for our viewers what exactly the process is?
What now?
Why, are you busy doing something else?
Mostly on legs, a little bit of dolly.
The rough numbers on the negative are print through onto the print. The rough print then goes to the editor, and they cut to action. And then the negative is cut, matching the edge numbers to that. So that then you have a cut negative that is the cutting copy.
He used to be a nice, quiet little boy, really. But now he hits me, and...
Did he rip your ear off?
Yeah. Pulled my ear off.
Simon.
He just pulled it off. And...
It's very easy for everything to sound very moving and very sensitive, but I think in 3 minutes or the time that we have, we need to go through lots of different dynamics, which is swinging the mood from actually being quite relaxed and quite happy to these moments and pockets of feeling. So let's bring that element in, okay?
Why don't we play jumping up and down now?
No, I don't mind about that, no.
Why don't we play pillow fighting?
Yeah, no.
Come on, Dolly, play pillow fighting.
Stop banging those cymbals, will you?
I don't like pillows.
Why?
Can't tell, it's a secret.
You gotta tell.
Was that Dad told her not to?
I've done it.
he comes in and she puts me underneath the pillow.
Well, the soundtrack is still being laid upstairs. It's going to be a very long process, this, because once that track is recorded, it's then got to be edited, and that won't finish till about 3 o'clock this morning. Now, tomorrow morning, first thing, the cameras start rolling. We're going to be filming the toys. That's going to take hours and hours and hours. The film then has to take off and be processed. It's then got to be edited. We've then got to sort out some music for it. I can't tell you. It's a complete nightmare what's got to be fitted into the next 2 days.
Let's work on the lighter moments, okay?
The only thing to be arms do, really.
You can do that. Do a somersault.
Jump up and down.
Jumping up and down.
How easy would it be?
To get rugs.
Another bit of carpet. It's just such a pale, insipid blue. It's sort of like...
We're going to replace this with a wooden floor with a rug on.
Right.
Which I think will just give us... I just worry that it's all a little insipid.
I think it'll be better wooden.
And Mark, can he do anything for himself? Can he walk? Can he feed himself? Can he wash his face? Can he do anything?
Well, it's strong stuff, isn't it? I mean, when you actually sit down and listen to it, it's dealing with such a sensitive subject.
It gets you every time you hear it. It's quite frightening.
But bearing in mind it is, hopefully, we're aiming to get a youth certificate on it. It's going to be seen by children. Is it the sort of thing you'd expect to see on children's television, for example?
I mean, I don't know what the criteria is for a youth certificate. I mean, obviously, if the more moving it is, does that mean that we run more risk of it not getting the certificate that we need?
The trouble is, I'm not sure whether or not children are the target audience anyway.
But was the brief from the charity not that they wanted a youth certificate film made?
No, not particularly.
They wanted a powerful film to advertise.
Or to say what they did, you know.
Yeah.
I don't think you can try and double guess this kind of thing. You've just got to...
It's a lottery as to whether the person making the decision that morning...
Use your own common sense. We've all got children and families. You know, we don't want to upset anybody or make anybody feel bad.
Well, I mean, the main thing is the charity is 100% behind it, and they think you've pitched it absolutely spot on.
Yep, okay. Yep, okay.
Soldier that wants to jump into your fire.
All the wear needs to happen where a child would move the toy about. For instance, here, it will go all the way down here. I think we need to chew the arms a bit, as though a child...
Too smart.
Well, the good news is we did manage to get hold of a monkey through a private collector. The bad news is they actually want to cut off one of his ears for the purpose of the filming, so I've got rather a sensitive phone call to make now to the guy who the monkey belongs to.
Hello.
Is that Tim?
Yeah.
Tim, it's Anneka Rice here from the Challenge programme.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, hi, listen, thank you so much for lending us your monkey.
Yeah, okay.
It must be a very treasured possession. Now, Tim, I've got rather a sort of big favour to ask you. I was wondering if you'd mind if we removed very carefully one of the monkey's ears.
Yeah, he can't put it back on again.
Yeah, the guy doing it has got a scalpel and he's literally doing it with such precision. I absolutely give you my word that it will be very lovingly restored again afterwards.
Yeah, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
Thanks, Tim, very much indeed.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm a little tin soldier that wants to jump into your fire.
Thanks, bye-bye.
And?
That's very interesting. That was Guy Phelps from the British Board of Film Classification. Now, obviously we sent the script over yesterday night and he had a look at it, and his feeling at that point was that it was okay for a U. Having heard the piece of footage that we did last night, the audio tape, his feeling is that this is going to attract a 15 certificate, and he feels that it's possibly upsetting in certain areas. It's not all the way through, it's just sort of certain areas.
Sort of what we were discussing earlier, isn't
yes.
it, really?
I mean, at the end of the day, we have two options, really. I mean, we can either take what we've got here and water it down to make it into a U, or stick with what we've got.
So at the moment, we've actually got a big problem. We're making a film that we can't show on Thursday.
At the moment, yes.
If we start the dialogue and then you hear this voice and you don't know where it's coming from, you reveal these toys, and then you cut round to a close-up of the soldier, then you're pretty clear what it is. So I think it's quite a nice start.
In one sense, I'm not surprised. I mean, we have this problem all the time. I mean, we need to show the world the actual work we do, rather than, you know, the good side of things. I mean, we actually deal with very difficult situations. I mean, I've heard the tape. I think the directors and the actors have done a good job. They've accurately portrayed what happens in our work. And I'm very reluctant to cut it out and to make it less effective.
Right, so we might have to just scrap the finishing of the challenge, which is to show it at the Super Mario premiere, or work round it somehow.
Is there some way we can work around that?
Well, it'll all hinge on what it looks like with the pictures against the words.
Right,
so we could not have this problem tomorrow. We might be a big smile on our face.
Jumping up and down like that. That's good. Thank you.
Apart from all the hundreds of film crews we have doing all sorts of things today, we've got, of course, our very, very special crew here from Cardiff. And Craig, you're the sound man, aren't you? Well, you know Dave, our sound man, yeah, frankly, he needs a bit of help. Could you manage to do a bit of boom work for us?
What do you reckon, Craig?
Yeah.
Yeah? You can have a go. First of all, we've got to hold that. So hold that one there, that's it. We've got the wall there.
Simon, can I introduce you to Craig, who's our new sound man?
Hello, Craig. How you doing, mate?
Hi.
All right?
That's good. Simon, you could explain perhaps what you're going to do with Action Man here.
In this film, right, we don't want the toys to look like brand new like they do in commercials. So we're trying to make it look like these toys have been played with for a long time. What's that? Draw over it? That's a good idea. Just be gentle with it and don't put too much on. Don't go all over it. Just sort of, you know, do a bit of edges or something, all right? That's it, that's good. Maybe we dropped him on the ground a bit. Stamp on it. Not stamp on it, not too hard. There we go, you see? All a bit more dirty.
Things are pretty frantic in the studio right now, so we thought we'd actually escape the mayhem and come and visit a chap called Steve Parsons, who's very kindly agreed to arrange some music for us, which will be recorded tomorrow at Mayfair Studios. Ooh, parking. Hi.
Hello.
Hello. Good to see you,
Nice
Stephen.
to meet you.
Hi.
This is Francis.
Hello,
Nice to meet you.
Francis. Listen, thank you so much for helping us.
Fine.
I'm intrigued to know what you're doing.
It's the Miklos Rosa music from
Yeah.
The Thief of Baghdad. I Want to Be a Sailor. It's a lovely song. And
So you're having to completely rearrange it?
Well, we've adapted it for this text. It's a little bit more sombre than it is in the movie.
Right.
But still
Yes.
nice,
Can
hopefully.
we hear a burst?
Yes,
or
of
have you
course.
not got that far? It really is fabulous.
It's a sweet song.
Isn't it wonderful? It's perfect.
Beautiful. Lovely jubbly.
Well, I think it's a nice tune. I like a nice tune.
We're just running a little bit late here. Can you just tell me what's the latest time that we can get the rushes to you? What about the deadline for Technicolor? Because that was 9:30, wasn't it?
Yeah, I know. Well, our producer assures us we've got like another half an hour, and then, you know, then we've really got to stop it.
But isn't it going to miss its bath? Could you please explain that? The bath.
The Technicolor bath.
Because I had a chat with someone from Technicolor. I actually fell asleep during a phone call because it got so complicated.
Well, yes, the bath, the process.
In layman's terms.
Well, that's very interesting you should ask that, because I'm a creative person, you see, and I
can feel the vibe.
You can feel it, can't you? Well, I don't quite know what goes down the bath.
Looks tough sitting there, being creative, so I'll let those juices flow, and if you could just hurry up a bit.
That monkey hammering away, it's driving me nuts.
Check on the space. 20 seconds. We'll time it out. All clear. Jolly good. That's a wrap. Thank you very much, everybody. Very kind.
There you go. Good luck with those. Take care. Well, as they say in the business, that's a wrap. If only. It's actually the beginning of a very long night, because that film is now being rushed to Technicolor. It's then going to have an overnight bath, and don't even ask me at this time of night what that means. The film will be ready in the morning. The editing process will begin. That will take most of the day, and it won't be until the afternoon that the film censors will actually be able to have their first look at the completed film. Good morning. It's now 8 o'clock, and in this room, if I can balance the coffee, the editing is taking place. So what is the actual process now? You've got the soundtrack here.
Yeah, this is a track that we recorded the other night with the actors.
Yeah.
So I'm now cutting the film that you shot yesterday.
Which is all hanging up there,
all over
the
the
rushes.
place. Which is which we're going to fit that against the track.
Yeah.
And start making.
And how do you know what to select? Are you
you're just looking for nice pieces of movement and good performance from the dolls.
Yeah.
I think it sort of works with the shot that it comes after it as well, because that's the sort of little track as well. But going in.
Okay. Dad comes home from work. He goes to see how Mark is.
That's it.
So how many hours have you been given today?
5.
So 5 hours to do what should take a week.
Yeah.
Poor chap. What a nightmare. I need the fresh air. I tell you, things are getting very tense in there now. The film is going through its final stages of editing. It's then got 3 more very crucial stages to go through this afternoon. First of all, it's got to be approved by Mike Court, who's the creative director at Young and Rubicon. It's then got to be approved by Tom White, who's in charge of the National Children's Home. And then finally, sorry about the music, Dave, finally, and most importantly, it's got to be approved by the censors, who are going to issue it with its certificate. And that really is going to be crunch time. So this is stage 1, Mike Court, having a look at the film. Are you excited?
I'm terrified. Hello. I'm really pleased to see us. God. Can we see it?
Well, Harry's a handful. It's only 4 years old.
His brother Matt can't do anything for himself, right? Can't walk, can't move his hands, can't eat. So, the mum and dad do it for him. All day, all night, whatever he needs. Dad comes home from work, he goes to see how Mark is.
I want to help, but I can't. I want to help Sarah.
Well done, Nick.
I think it's brilliant. Sorry, what do you? It's your programme. What do you think?
Very strong, isn't it?
I think it's
wonderful.
That was actually the first time we'd seen it all the way through, because we just literally finished.
We're now running an hour late, which means we've literally just got an hour and a half to put on all the music and record the voiceover before 6 o'clock, when we have to show the censors the film. You are so kind
I've never
doing
seen
this.
you dressed for battle before.
Oh,
You see, I've always met you socially.
Oh,
Not-
Desmond has been a complete star. At short notice, literally a phone call this morning, he's agreed to come in and do the final address caption and the voiceover at the end, which is brilliant.
There's 2 1/4 lines there. Even I can muck that up.
Voiceover, take 6.
NCH help over 16,000 children and families a year through 200 projects nationwide.
It's now 5:30. At 6 o'clock, we have to show that film to the censors. Desmond is still in there doing his voiceover, and Tom from the charity hasn't even seen it yet.
NCH, Action for Children.
That's much better. That's perfect.
You want another go?
Yes, if you could stress 16,000 and the 200.
NCH help over 16,000 children and families a year through 200 projects.
Can we just go for one more, right?
Write to NCH, 85 Highbury Park, London N5 1UD.
That's lovely. Okay, lovely. We'll just chat amongst ourselves. Okay. Yeah, can we hear that back?
Yeah.
Great.
Well, he's got me. I'll play with him, you know. Great kid. Bit like me, you know.
I'm just trying to get hold of Guy Phelps now, who's at the British Board of Film Classification, and he's the chap who has to give the film the clearance we desperately need.
We pretended to have a party, but we didn't really have a party.
What, you and him?
Yeah, well...
Hello.
Guy.
Speaking.
How are you?
Oh, I'm still here. How are
You're
you?
still there. We're still here, and that's the problem. And I just wondered if there was any way you could come over here to us at St Anne's Court.
Yep, sure.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Thanks so
See you
much.
shortly then.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Jumping up and down.
I thought it was very, very well done.
So you're
I'm very
happy?
pleased. I'm delighted.
Oh, good. Thank God for that. Hi.
Hello.
Guy?
Hello, that's me. How do you
Hello,
do?
and
I'm Vicky, an examiner.
Thank you so much for coming around
Oh,
here.
pleasure.
I do apologise for the to and
that's no-
froing,
no
the
trouble.
lateness of the hour, the everything else about
We're
it.
used to it.
They've asked to see it again. I don't know whether that's good or bad news. Hi.
Hello. We've survived the experience.
Yes. And?
We think it's a 15
Yes.
certificate.
Yes.
It's a very powerful advert. It makes its points not visually, but I think particularly on the soundtrack. And it's the sort of, obviously the theme is difficult for a child audience anyway, and the way it's treated is, I think, very powerful. And
Right.
I think it's the sort of thing that would upset and disturb small children.
Where does that leave us? as
Well,
to-
if the 15 classification, obviously you can't show it to an audience that includes anyone below that
Right.
age.
Full stop.
Full stop.
Right. Gosh. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you. You've got it. Okay, this way.
Right.
Is this the projection room? Eureka! I have to say, it's been a slight change in the order of events. That last minute.
Would you please welcome on stage Miss Anneka Rice.
To see you all. A couple of days ago, we were actually issued with a challenge by the charity, the National Children's Home, to make a film for the charity explaining the work they do. We can't actually show you the film at the moment, but we would love it if everybody in the audience who are aged 15 or over would stay behind in their seats just for a few minutes after the actual screening of Super Mario Brothers and actually watch the film that we've spent 2 days and 2 nights or so making. So can we please roll the film? Thank you very much indeed.
Well, inside the cinema now, they're watching Super Mario, and our NCH film is about to go out too. I'm so sorry we can't show it to you at home. You'll see a few extracts on this programme, but unless you're 15 years old or older, I'm afraid you'll have to wait for that. The good news is that Odeon have very kindly agreed to show the film in cinemas all over the country on a 15 certificate over the next few months, so I hope you get a chance to see that. In the meantime, from all of us here, a very good night to you, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Old Harry's a handful. He's only 4 years old. His brother's can't do anything for himself, right? Can't he walk, can't he move his hands, can't eat. So, the mum and dad do it for him. All day, all night, whatever he needs.
Simon's dad.
Oh.